Begin to take deep, slow, quiet, even breaths. Remember, make them long, make them slow, make them deep, make them silent. You're using your forebrain to talk to your midbrain to say, hey, release a little more dopamine. And as you're doing so, you're using your forebrain to also talk to your brain stem, your autonomic nervous system, to say, hey, let's shift more towards the parasympathetic branch, the rest and digest branch. So again, if you're so inclined, in through the nose and out from the mouth. We have a saying in Strong Qigong, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. It's a yin-yang thing. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we push out. The bottom of every breath. So when you feel like you're at the bottom of the breath, you're actually not. There's reserved capacity in the lower lobes of your lungs, and your two floating ribs can squeeze them out. So with every exhale, at the bottom of the exhale, when you think you're about to inhale, puff a little more air out and notice the deeper inhale that ensues through your nose. Continue to breathe in this manner. And if you're comfortable doing so, you might invite your eyes to close so you can use this classic visualization we call sharpening the mind's eye on the stone of the breath. As you continue to breathe deep and slow, quiet and even, in through the nose, out from the mouth, in through the belly, out from the chest, in through the heart, out from the mind. Begin to visualize your mind as that samurai sword we talk about that you've taken care of over your life. You've sharpened it with your education. You've polished it with your experience. And with every inhale, you're tipping the blade to one side and drawing it to you across the stone of your breath. When you get to the end of the inhale, you tip the blade and you exhale it from you through those pursed lips. When you get to the end of the exhale, you tip it again and draw it to you. The end of the inhale, you push it from you, tipping it from side to side. You focus your mind where it meets that stone of the breath, sharpening that edge. And our last practice in this visualization is to begin to focus on the fleeting moments where out-breath changes to in-breath and in-breath changes back to out-breath, that tipping of the blade from side to side. As you continue to do so, you're sharpening your mind. Now your forebrain is telling your midbrain release more dopamine. And as we know, dopamine is the pursuit molecule. They often call it the reward molecule, but actually it's what we use to seek reward. So continue to breathe in this manner, focusing on those fleeting moments. Out breath becomes in breath becomes out breath. And then when you're ready, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We are ready now to begin with our warm-ups. We'll begin with the yoga neck roll at the top of the kinetic chain. We'll take a deep breath in. Our head floats like a balloon on a string. We purse lips as if blowing through a straw and slowly let air out of the balloon till the chin drops to the chest. When we inhale again, we inhale one ear past one shoulder, purse those lips all the way across the chest. Inhale opposite ear past opposite shoulder, purse lips across the chest as you exhale. Inhale through the nose each time you pass each shoulder. Rocking from side to side, the yoga neck roll. This calibrates interoception with proprioception. Big college words for body sense and position sense. Inner ear calibrating with the diaphragm, phrenic nerve calibrating with vagus nerve, all these things happening while we rock from side to side. Wherever you are on this cycle, the next time your chin drops to your chest, you can pause and inhale your head back upright. As we work into the middle Dantien, we warmed up the upper Dantien, let's work towards the middle. We engage both shoulder blades and inhale them forward and upward. We bring them around back and we squeeze them downward and backward. We make as big a circle as we can comfortably, looping shoulders forward and upward, squeezing shoulders downward and backward. Continue to loop in this manner with your breath. This squeezing you're doing is wringing out the Daivay point, an energy center that sometimes gets stuck with energy. And you know it whenever you're kind of tender and sore back there. You ever are tender and sore back there, this is the way you wring out that area and get it breathing again. So as you continue to loop your shoulder blades, the next time your hands drop, you can cross wrists with gentle fists and begin rowing your boat. As you inhale and rise, crossing wrists, exhale and fall, continue in this manner. You're leaving the banks of the Lake Junaluska and you're crossing out into the middle of the lake. Deep, slow, quiet, even breaths, rowing your boat. Beautifully done. Maybe you'll take a nice dip on a moonlit night on a placid Lake Junaluska. So the next time your wrists cross, you might open your palms and get your arms involved and do a nice big backstroke. As you inhale, exhale down, cross wrists again. Inhale and rise, exhale and fall. Beautifully done. After you've done this backstroke for a while, we return to where we began sequentially. So you can get back into the boat and begin to row towards the shore, dropping down, inhale and rise, exhale and fall, and then finish where you started by relaxing your arms and just looping those shoulder blades forward and squeezing them downward and backward. Well done. You've warmed up the upper Dantien, you've warmed up the middle Dantien. We're beginning to work our way down the trunk. So the next time your shoulders drop, simply pause, turn your eyes towards one hand and begin to scoop and toss behind you from side to side. Scoop with palm up, toss with palm down, and let your eyes follow your hand and your hand follow your breath. So your breath follows your mind. Beautifully done. Inhale with palm up. Exhale with palm down behind you, side to side. And just as we did earlier, you can begin to row your boat one oar at a time. Simply make the gentle fist and make big loops with each elbow. Noticing you're turning your trunk, you're shifting your weight, your body moving from side to side. And then finally work up into the shoulder blades and begin looping each shoulder blade from side to side. Big backward loops. Beautifully done. You got a rhythm going. You're shifting weight, you're turning trunk, which invites us into one of our Tai Chi classic warm-ups known as ragdoll. Simply use that momentum of shifting weight and turning trunk and let your arms flail freely from your body. Beautifully done. And as your arms flail freely, begin to use that momentum to work into the next classic Tai Chi warm-up known as Pellet Drum. The momentum of your trunk turn brings your hand to slap or tap the top of your opposite shoulder. The lower hand winds up tapping somewhere behind you on the hip. As you slap or tap the top of your shoulder, you work towards the top of your chest, just around the collarbone. You begin to slap or tap the top of your chest. From the top of the chest, you work your way down to those floating ribs we were just talking about, down at the bottom of the rib cage, the ones that help squeeze out a little more air at the bottom of every breath cycle. And after you've done the rib cage, drop to the hips. Well done. You've got the trunk warmed up. It's time to drift into the lower Dantien, the seat of Qi energy. So when you're ready, let your hands drift to your hips and begin big circles. Make them as big as you can. Continue to breathe deep, slow, quiet, and even. And after you've gone in one direction, simply unwind what you've wound, loop in the opposite direction. Unwinding what you've wound, we know this is stirring the bowl like swirling the bell of a wine glass. Beautifully done. Invite your center of gravity now to settle within your base of support and step just a little wider, an inch or two, to where you can drop down comfortably and bounce. This is known as Maboo, the horse riding stance for our next series of warm-ups. This is known as the Great Bear swings from side to side. This is a Taoist warm-up that the Taoist Tai Chi people do. We take a deep breath in. As we purse lips to exhale, we turn our shoulders and sweep all the way across. As we inhale, we rise to pause, then purse lips again, sweep all the way across. As you exhale, inhale to rise and exhale across. You can rest your hands anywhere comfortably on your thighs. The Great Bear swings from side to side. Beautifully done. And after you've done the Great Bear swings, the next time you get to the middle, you can simply pause and remain in horse stance. Inhale your trunk upright and begin to shift weight on a figure 8. Rock your little boat on your moonlit night, on your placid lake Junaluska. And as you do, as you change direction, round the corner from side to side, you'll notice this keeps your trunk upright because you're moving from your lower Dantien. You're moving from your hips. This is proper form in Tai Chi and Qigong. So it's a great warm-up to do anytime. After you've rocked your boat from side to side, shifting weight on a figure 8, invite your trunk to return to the center, shift weight to one foot and raise the opposite toe. Then smoothly shift to the other foot, raise that toe. Smoothly shift from side to side, raising the toes on each side, energizing the very bottom of the kinetic chain. Beautifully done. Then, when you're ready, simply return to center and bring your stance back into about shoulder width, our shoulder stance. We then tip to one side, raise the opposite heel, and loop the knee. We notice the ankle and foot follow along obediently. Whichever direction you chose, simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. Then take weight through that foot, raise the heel, loop the knee. You're draining all that energy you've warmed up back into the earth. Unwind what you've wound, opposite direction. Well done. Invite your center of gravity to settle back within your base of support. All that's left are wrists, hands, and forearms. And we know our Lao Gong points rest where our middle fingers meet our palms. Important energy centers that guide us through so many of these moves. We take a deep breath in, rolling our wrists, and as we exhale, we roll wrists and melt down. Knees follow along. We inhale and float, rolling wrists. We exhale and fall, and we continue in this manner, floating with every inhale, melting with every exhale for our next powerful visualization. This is a classic known as cleansing the inner body. If you're comfortable doing so, you might invite your eyes to close so you can use the full power of your visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation in your upper Dantien. With every inhale, you visualize a glowing mist forms in the core of the earth, rises through the soles of the feet up the trillions of cells that make up the inner body to collect in the mind's eye center, your upper Dantien. With every exhale, as your Lao Gong points lead you downward, you imagine that glowing mist formed a glowing cloud. That glowing cloud formed a glowing rain. That glowing rain washes down those trillions of cells through the core of the earth, through the soles of the feet. So you're breathing into and out from the earth. With every inhale, the glowing mist rises. With every exhale, the glowing rain falls, and it prepares the inner body for all that follows. From here, we move into our meditative pose. So the next time your hands rise, you can invite them to pause at heart height in the hugging stance, we know and love so well, stand like tree. And if you can do so with eyes closed, take the inventory with us where we return again and again. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine gently stretches in each direction. This is known as the string of pearls, and string of pearls breathing. As you continue to breathe in this manner, your hands hover as if you're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Your feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak on a mountaintop here in the Blue Ridge of Western North Carolina. Those three energy centers are resting peacefully as if we carefully gathered, balanced and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of our warm-ups from head to toe, from yoga neck rolls and shoulder rolls, from ragdolls and pellet drums, through stirring the bowl. See it and feel it. Enjoy the inner show as your hands begin a slow journey downward until the thumbs find their destination crossed over the belly button. The folded fingers warm on the cauldron of the body, the lower Dantien, and through closed eyes and pursed lips as if we're blowing through a straw. We blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body while we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond. With each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward and outward. And we begin to blow on the cauldron of the heart, the middle Dantien, the seat of compassion and emotion. We blow on both cauldrons, filling the inner galaxy with light, spilling beyond our inner galaxy and bathing the space between us with light, warm, silken chi energy. And if you're so inclined, you may say in your mind's voice, may my body be strong. May my heart be calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands begin to melt to your side, and only invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open when you're ready, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We're ready. We're warmed up. We step into the center of our little boat. And the hand on this side of your room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it. And together, we take a deep breath in and straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. As we inhale ourselves back upright, when we exhale again, our hands slowly melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale them up overhead until the Lao Gong points are an inch or so apart. Slowly exhale down our center line. This is centering the chi where we begin and end. We do it again and inhale the Lao Gong points together. Just as the Shaolin do, we exhale only as far as that middle Dantien, pausing. When we inhale, elbows rise and wrists straighten. When we exhale, the hands melt down in the Shaolin manner. We're ready. We step back into our boat. We unlock both knees. And when we inhale, those Lao Gong points an inch or so apart this time. As we exhale down, our knees and hands float and melt in concert with our breath. Floating with every inhale, melting with every exhale. This is sinking the chi, the seminal movement in Tai Chi. Remember, this is where you calibrate how high you reach or how low you go. Your only goal is to keep those three smooth river rocks resting on one another. Your three Dantien, beautifully done. When your hands rise again, I'm going to invite you to pause at the bottom, Lao Gong points facing down, and then inhale them straight out in front of you to heart height and exhale down. Continue in this manner, knowing that this is opening the door. We're going to do some cool stuff today. we're going to do one we haven't done in a while. So we're going to focus on draw back and push. So the next time your hands rise, begin to trace a beach ball sized form of chi energy right in front of you. Inhale and loop towards your heart. Exhale down. Inhaling and exhaling. Now draw back and push, like all of these forms have variations. You could keep your Lao Gong points facing forward the whole time, away from your body if you're so inclined, like I'm doing now. But you can also just keep the Lao Gong points facing the center of the ball like I'm doing now as well, cradling as you inhale towards your heart. Exhale down and inhale towards your heart again. Beautifully done. Now slowly, we're going to turn to one side, and you can do this so incrementally, just a little at a time like I'm doing. And slowly, as you inhale back, you'll notice your body start to rock like I'm doing as well. We're shifting weight. And if you're so inclined, you can begin to turn that foot you're facing and begin to rock back onto the heel. So you inhale back, exhale and lunge. This is classic draw back and push. Inhale to the back foot, exhale, lunging forward, and continue the rhythm with your breath. Beautifully done. From here, we're going to go into a classic that's known as two-handed silk reeling. We call it tandem silk reeling. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to drag your hands past your center of gravity, sweep down, and return to the starting position where you are right now. So if you feel adventuresome and care to try it, on this next one, simply drag the hands and then loop back and do it again, like so. Let your eyes follow the hands as they pass your field of vision. This is two-handed silk reeling. Turning trunk, shifting weight. Well done. Now, in a moment, we're going to go from tandem two-handed silk reeling to what we lovingly call wax off in Strong Qigong. You'll notice you've got a lead hand and elbow and a following hand and elbow. In a moment, you'll just keep that lead hand doing what it's doing, but as you return, you'll engage that other hand and begin looping in the opposite direction. So when you feel comfortable doing so, you can join me and start to loop from side to side, like so. Beautifully done. Silk reeling. We call it wax off. Well done. Notice your shift in weight. Notice your turn in trunk. And eyes follow hand past your field of vision. Gaze into that hand as it passes you. Beautifully done. And in a moment, we're going to return to our starting position on this side, and we're going to return to draw back and push. So when you feel comfortable doing so, you can join me and simply pause to one side and loop back. Exhale and lunge. Inhale and loop. Exhale and lunge. Rock back onto the heel. Beautifully done. Now, in a moment, when you feel comfortable doing so, slowly begin to clock back towards the front. Make it incremental. Doesn't have to be much. A little at a time. Beautifully done. Make the transition smooth. My teacher taught me it's the transitions that are most important in Tai Chi and Qigong. So once you find yourself facing forward and you're still rocking from side to side, you're ready for our next move. Now this one is a challenging one. This is from the Shaolin tradition. This is known as holding the urn. So to set it up, just so you can see what we're doing, you'll notice as we draw back and push, our hands pass through the hugging the tree pose. In a moment, we'll hold that pose. We'll shift weight over one foot and we'll bring the opposite ankle up and pause for a moment. Then we'll drop down, we'll draw back and push, and we'll shift to the other side. So if you feel comfortable to join me, the next time your hands roll up, simply join me, shift weight, raise opposite ankle like so. Then resume, draw back and push. Well done. We'll shift to the other side here in a moment too. So the next time your hands pass through the hugging the tree pose in draw back and push, simply shift weight to the other foot like so. Draw up the ankle and then resume. Beautifully done. This is holding the urn. The Shaolin can hold it for hours. If you can imagine the stamina and the focus. Let's do one more each side. Next time you're ready, shift weight, raise the ankle, pause, then loop back, draw back, and push. And when you're ready, one more on the other side, shift weight, raise ankle, draw back, and push. Beautifully done. Real exercise today, folks. The next time your hands rise through the hugging the tree pose, spread them wide and let the hand on this side scoop into the lap while the hand on this side rests into embracing moon. When you inhale again, inhale, loop, exhale, melt. Explore the different circumferences. When I was taught this, it was always in the beach ball size. But you can try bringing your Lao Gong points a little closer together. And here's why. You might feel a little tingling between the palms. That is Qi energy. Beautifully done. Now, on this next one coming up, I'm going to ask you to pause in that embrace the moon pose. Perfect. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, push down your center line and turn your gaze towards your opposite Lao Gong point. Then inhale that to your heart center. Push down and gaze into the other Lao Gong point. Continue to inhale to center, exhale and turn to gaze into the opposite Lao Gong point. This was the first move I ever learned that I really felt. This is mixing Qi in the cauldron of the body. Beautifully done. As you continue from side to side, on this next one, simply return to your stand like tree pose. If you can do so with eyes closed, take the inventory with me. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders, our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, with every breath, the spine gently stretches in both directions in string of pearls breathing. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging that long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in that firm, rooted stance like a mighty oak on a mountaintop here in the Blue Ridge. Our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully selected, gathered, balanced, and stacked those three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge, warming in the sun. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the Qi we stirred. We feel blowing on the embers. We feel draw back and push. We see the silk reeling, tandem and wax off. We see and feel holding the urn and mixing Qi in the cauldron of the body. Enjoy the inner show as the hands take the final journey downward. The thumbs cross over the belly button. The folded fingers resume warming on the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the mind. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw delightedly on the rising, growing light as the embers respond. And we draw the light upward to the cauldron of the mind. And in gratitude, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind, cauldron of the heart, the cauldron of the body. Blow on the embers of all three cauldrons. Fill your inner galaxy with the brightest light yet. Spill beyond your inner galaxy. Bathe the space between us again. Spill beyond the space between us. Bathe the world around us. Spill beyond the world around us and bathe life itself with light, warm, silken chi energy. And if you're so inclined, speak peacefully to yourself in your mind's voice. May my body stay strong. May my heart stay calm. May my mind stay sharp. May my spirit stay free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao, which means where mind goes, Qi follows. Where intention goes, energy flows. So choose wisely, choose peacefully, choose deliberately. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment or so longer as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step back into the center of our little boat. And as we inhale deliberately, our Lao Gong points rise till they're an inch or so apart, and slowly and deliberately, we exhale down our center line, centering our chi one final time as promised at the beginning. So the hand on this side of the room or screen makes the fist. The hand on this side covers it, and together we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow, and you give yourselves a much earned, much deserved round of applause for being the light you made in the world today. Thank you so very, very much.